tightening lending. You and I know, right, there are three key metrics that we're always looking at to try and help us understand where the direction of the industry is going. Number one is unemployment, and the goal there is to be under 6%. And of course, right now we're at 3.5%, which is awesome. Number two is inflation. The goal there is to be at 2%, and that's the one that's been persistent. Now it's at 5% was the last reading on that. And of course, the Fed is doing everything to get that rate down to 2%. The third one is actually GDP, and the goal there is to be around 2%. We saw last quarter, it dropped down to 1.1%. So it's going to be interesting to see how these numbers drive and then ultimately what that impact is on the real estate market as we go.
If we're being honest, nobody likes fees going up. Nobody. So there's always going to be this underlying frustration around an increase in fees, regardless of the reason. You know, some of the reporting has created confusion around this fee, right? In essence, it was been reported somewhere, and I don't know where, that folks with better credit were going to get a higher fee to somehow compensate or make up for those with lower credit. And that's actually not the case when you look into it a little closer. Now, a lot of fees are going up for those involved, typical to a fee increase, but that's actually not the intent behind it. Matter of fact, consumers may not be excited to know that there's another fee increase scheduled for August 1st. And actually, that was pushed back, originally going to be May. Now it's in August, just to give lenders more time to prepare. The hardest part about this increase from a timing perspective, that it's on the heels of mortgage rates going up tremendously. It's important for realtors to understand what's actually happening here with the fee change. I would encourage you to read up on exactly what's happening versus what you may have heard in the media, social media, or even from your Uncle Sal. The reason is we want to provide clarity to any of our consumers or clients who are asking us what's happening with this change in fee 2022. Interesting that it's been about 10 years since 2013 that we saw a commission rate that high. I wonder if maybe that coincides with the 10-ish year run-up that we've seen. What do you think?
You might be right. A senior advisor for HW Media, our good friend Steve Murray, quoted, I think one of the underreported factors that we first noticed back in 2020 was that the top performing individual agents and teams were grabbing a rapidly increasing share of the market, a trend that it continued in 2022. And I think that that actually has a big piece of what's happening here. You've got top realtors who do an incredible job, provide incredible service that is actually worth the fee. And oh, by the way, they're getting higher commissions because of the value they bring to the table. And I think that's a big part of it as well.
And an average commission rate changing would indicate the value that the consumer also places on getting great representation. And that's why it can sometimes fluctuate based on the perceived market conditions. And yet here you have consumers that are gladly and willingly paying more in an average commission than they have in the last 10 years, for example.